Alright, welcome back everyone to Danganronpa. So, last time we found the body in the garden, and we are just starting investigation time. So let's pop on into it. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. The unidentified body, could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we'll all be dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime. Back to the garden. Oh, just teleports me there. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. He's so pro now. We're just gonna go from the right to left. This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on a second. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, sorry. Nice! Listen, Makoto? Do you remember how the body looked, before it blew up? If I remember right... It was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently, the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Yakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Yes.
Wow, thanks, that was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So thank you. Nice. Oh. I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. Chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4 chickens. Each ni san shi. Oh?
Ooh.
What's going on, Makoto? Ah, glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right?
Huh?
Huh? What's wrong? Each ni san shi. There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? Ah! That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hiro and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Nice! Iwatori-sama. Yachatta. So, who does the body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore. You're useless. These look like fragments of something. They're all so burnt, I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like it before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. Nice! If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Well, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they'd get in the way of normal activity. Yeah, unfortunately. Makes it hard to play piano with fake nails. They look nice though. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burnt, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burned up. There's only one little piece left. The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it. Which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on that part, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Nice! Quick, hide the knife! There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this... It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife looks really familiar. Wait, is this? That's it! It's the knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because... When they attacked, I was in kind of a trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And then maybe And if this really is Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko's the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. Makoto, I love you to pieces, honestly. But do you really think that you could drag a body all the way from your room, which is on the 1st floor, to the 4th floor, and then, like, set this all up? Like, you're a precious little cinnamon bun roll, and I want to cuddle you, but that's just dumb. I don't think this has anything to do. Yeah. Just to be sure, I should take a look at the toolset shed. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. I don't know, pretty looks organized to me. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. Continue. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime. But the underside, it's totally clean and completely dry. One side of the tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. I'm just gonna go out and say that I absolutely hate this case. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. I don't think there's anything else in here. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and? Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should take a look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym where everyone else was waiting. And that's when she found the body. What time was it then? Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right, it had to have been right around 9 o'clock. Now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we could say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Alright, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. Peace. Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. What do you want to talk about? I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi? Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it? Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. There. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was nobody here. Nobody. So the murder could have only taken place at some point during nighttime after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko. And if the victim really is Kyoko, and I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to go get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. But you never came to the door. So where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth, I was in my room. I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so... That's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Oh man. I think I've checked everything I need to in this area. But I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically that fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. And I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true. Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room... I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity. Limit my options? Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Hey, Byakuya? If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later at the class trial. No, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect, after all. Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see. Depending on my mood, I may go with you or I may not. Come back later, huh? Alright then, in the meantime, I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. Alright, we do need to go here, but I don't know if it'll let me go here yet. I think we need the key from... Yeah, okay, we need the key. Right. So let's go... Here's the gym. pretty sure that's the bomb. The bomb! Monokuma's laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
Dabe.
I just found something. What is it? It's...
Huh?
Is what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. A bomb? And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. Nice! Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is... Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. You think you can go soon, Byakuya?
Ikuzo.
You want to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Oh, come on, just bring me there. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, and then... And it's open. Looks like it. Thanks. Oh, it's pretty clean. Oh, this is Kyoko's room. God, it's set up. There's something on the table. It's a woodblock decoration.
Nanda.
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for lockers. What is... I wouldn't know. I never gone to a public bathhouse. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
Arieru na.
But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. Dojo? Nice!
Nanda.
You wanted to come here, right? So what is it that you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Oi.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take my time out of my search to come here? Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete. Something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete? Oh, I know. Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. Huh? What's this?
So,
Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it. What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened to her, I should open it. Well, something certainly has happened, so open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets?
なんだ
That's all that was in there. Looks like it. Under the sheets. What could it be? But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Class 78 student registry? Ikusaba Mukuro.
なるほ
It
ど
appears to be Ikusaba Mukuro's profile. Looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room, along with the key. God, you're so annoying. Fine, I'll tell you. It was a key and that's it. This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. Name: Kusaba Mukuro. Sex: female. The ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for a military magazine. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she'd received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Nice! The ultimate soldier, a mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things as just an ordinary person then.
なるほどな
I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it?
当然
The
だ
Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Fenrir has already... Whoa! I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero! It's you! What have you got in your pretty little hand there? Uh-oh! You found her profile? So what if we did? Don't freak out on me. I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivores, you know.
なんだ
Our rule violations really so unforgivable. You're quite adamant about these regulations of yours. See, that's what I'm talking about. Right there. Like, she's so adamant about the rules, and then she goes and sets up this for her, completely breaking all of the rules that she's so adamantly protected up to this point. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
もちろん
Absolutely! I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is, now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? It's about the ones writing all these rules. They're actually one of the participants in the killing game. I don't think I ever told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
あのね
When you all first got here, there were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led you to a little misunderstanding among all you. A misunderstanding? Are you saying...
つまり
That's right! There weren't actually 15!
はい
The total number of students was 16! 16? Then...
戦場ムクロこの学園に潜む16人目の高校生超高校級の絶望と呼ばれる女子高校生戦場ムクロに気をつけて
The 16th student, Ikusaba Mukuro. She's part of the school life? So the one making all the regulations is...
なぜだ
Why?
は
Huh? Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know?
はい
Makes sense.
さて
Alright, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge? I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kitty Kitty, so I'm gonna share a little secret with ya. Seriously?
あのね
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but...
ブブブ
She wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars she doesn't want anyone to see. What?
ブブ
Boo 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 boo. Alright, now that's all you get. Nice. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars? Wait, so on the back of her hand. That tattoo. Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said there were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves? To hide the scars? Which means... those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
なんだ
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. Tsubayaki, you're so smart, but you just don't get all the way there. God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here. Oh, sorry, that was Mukuro. Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro was the one creating the rules to this game. But why would he tell us that, and why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro's related to the case?
ありえるな
Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when this investigation began. He's so close. Byakuya is so close. He's like, you could like taste it. But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind. Ikisaba Mukuro isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Byakuya, you're so close, my darling. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
つまり
Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense than to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible. But if that's really true, if Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of our investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected.
行くぞ
Well, are you coming? Oh, yay. See, that time it just teleported me. Why can't it do that all the time? There are wooden lockers here. I don't understand how that key works. They use wood block keys, just like those at the super traditional bathhouses. Maybe you like push it in and the lock unlocks like that. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers. It's kind of a cool key.
なるほどな
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right? Yeah, the one I was just looking at.
妙だな
That's the one that doesn't have a key in it. Thanks. I'm not blind. You understand what that means, right? Yes! I should probably use that key we found in the... Well, try it. Okay. I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock. And... That's cool. I like that. The locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. I haven't seen any lockers like that in Japan. There are arrows here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Nice! Strong stick. Strong stick. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a blood stain?
なるほど。
If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. No, there's just a blood-stained duct tape in the locker. No connection at all. But how could it possibly be involved? Nice! I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Is something wrong?
妙だな。
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding these items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room? Also in the most, or perhaps, the most conspicuous area ever. Forget it. Come on, we need to continue our next location. Huh? What next location?
なんだ。
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was a part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Research. Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Boop, 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 boop.
行くぞ。
Thank you. We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a fire related to Fenrir somewhere over here. The archivist seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to the shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with the file in hand.
Boop, 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 boop.
なるほどな。
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this?
Boop, 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 boop.
How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French.
Huh.
Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. $100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme?
Boop, 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 boop.
Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate that they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquire. Some, however, believe there were mounting internal tension within the group and they simply imploded.
Nanda.
What is it? That just all sounds like some kind of alternative reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality and the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here, an unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word that I would use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? And do you give me a choice? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? That mean... Nice! Alright, we're heading into the class trial.
時間はありとあらゆる生物、物質、現象に地味ですが確実な攻撃を浴びせ続けているのです。僕らは少しずつ着実にダメージを負っている。そのことをもっと自覚するべきなのです。というわけで、時間ですよ。卓球裁判を始めます。じゃあお前らはいつもの場所にさっさと集合してください。うぷぷ、また後でね。
All we can do now is try to uncover the truth
So-
during the class trial. It would seem that way. Let's go. Alright, so we're gonna stop this episode here for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Make sure to like and subscribe, or it's punishment time. Boo 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 boo. Danganronpa.